Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the New Era Paranormal Podcast with JD Curry and Irina Killoways. Our guest tonight is Erica Burton, who is a solo paranormal investigator who documents her experiences at haunted locations. She also helps with epic VIP events. And besides that, she also does specialized cakes, decorative cakes, which is kind of
Actually, I have one with
interesting.
me.
Ooh, too bad we're not live
Yep.
with you right now.
I know, right? I brought
Well,
one with
we
me
should
tonight.
open up to that. It would be nice to start doing stuff in person with some of our guests.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
But
Yeah.
we're also on Parapost tonight, and it's my first time returning for like 2 years. Looking forward
Hello,
to
Yeah.
joining that community again. Erica, can you tell us about how you got started with a paranormal field?
So I've always kind of really been interested in the paranormal. Of course, watching all those shows once they started coming out, I don't know, early 2000s. I mean, they've probably been around for longer than that, but ghost hunters and things like that. I always just thought it was very fascinating. And like, oh, I really want to go on an investigation. It'd be a lot of fun. And then they started, coming up with public investigations. And so I found a public investigation to go to. I drug my mom to it because she enjoyed watching those shows with me. We'd always watch them together and talk about it. And she also kind of grew up in a haunted house and at my grandparents' house. And so she would always, she had some experiences. So she was always kind of interested in it as well. So drug her to an investigation, and the first investigation we went to was at Glore Psychiatric Museum, and I had a little experience that just made me want to find out what it was and find out why, and it spiraled, and here I am. And it's
That
been,
sounds
I'd
like
say
an
probably that's been 12 years, 13 years since I've done it or been doing it.
You
Yeah.
definitely caught the bug.
I
that
did
name
catch the
sounds
bug.
like
Yeah.
something interesting.
The Glore
What did,
Psychiatric Museum. Yep.
yeah,
So it's a museum based on the psychiatric hospital. It's in St. Joseph, Missouri. And so it's like 3 levels of everything that they did in the psychiatric hospital. So not only is it full of equipment and stories, and there's just so much energy in there that it's quite haunted. So
yeah.
it's a neat place to visit. Yeah. Not only for the history and learning about how they treated, mental illness, but yeah, it's quite interesting. So that's where it all started.
That's awesome. So, when you say, so you grew up in Iowa, and did you start
I was
investigating
born in
around
Missouri,
there?
but yeah. I'm sorry,
you-
say that again.
Did you do investigating in that area a lot, or mostly just in the Missouri area?
Just mostly in the Missouri area, because I was living here by the time I started getting into the paranormal. Yeah, I've been here. My mom was still in Iowa, so I'd drag her with me. I've done some investigations in Iowa. I've done for our elementary school. I've done Melbourne Manor, and oh, I can't think of the other one, but quite a few in Iowa that we've done. Yeah. Oh,
So you've
Edinburgh
been
Manor. That's the other one. Edinburgh. Yeah. Mhm.
You've been in, well, first I want to say, before we even ask any more questions, can you tell us where you are currently?
I'm at a haunted location in Atchison, Kansas, the McIntyre Villa, the 1889 McIntyre Villa.
Great location.
Yep. So this is my second night. Yeah, it's a great location. This is the second night. I'm here. So I'm on my trifecta. I'm on my third night of investigating.
Thank you for staying awake for us.
Yeah. Well, I've got a few more hours yet. You haven't even.
I'm a little tired myself, but I thought that I seen something behind you and near the door there
You,
for a split second.
yeah. Well, before we started, the door was open. So
Yeah.
maybe something came in
And
or is trying
Irene
to get
got her
out.
drawing representing that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We got the door
I
closed
appreciate
before
that. We want
before
the door
got started.
closed. Closed and locked. Thank you very much. Yes.
So we have a
Yeah, so this is
additional camera.
an amazing house. Yes.
Okay.
And that is set up in the hallway on the second floor, where there's quite a bit of activity. What you can see there is the device that's flashing is called a flux, and it has motion activated on either side of it. If it's on the left side, if something comes by the left side, it'll light up green. If something goes by the right side, if there's green, it just lit up. It's every time I talk
Yeah.
about it,
Right
it
on
lights
cue.
up.
It knows you're talking about it. Yeah.
Yep. And then on the right side, it'll light up red. So something has been kind of hanging out on that left side. You'll see a balloon over there as well. That balloon has been being played with quite a bit. And then of course, those purple lights are called tripwire. That kind of runs on like EMF, electromagnetic field. If anything comes by it, real close to it or stands on top of it, it'll change colors and kind of light up. So a little further down, there's also the dead bell, which it's EMF as well. They can get close to it and it'll ring. They can manipulate that and it'll sound like a bell, like, you know, at a front desk, hotel or whatever. If you rung the bell can also be tapped and touched as well.
Very
I
cool.
think that might be all. And then there's, of course, there's cat balls over there too, but they've went off once earlier, about an hour and a half ago, but haven't gone off since.
So you told us how you became interested in the paranormal, but what made you choose to do this solo? It's a big task.
Well, I mean, I've been investigating. Yeah, it is a big task. I've been investigating for, you know, a long time, and I've been with
Here's
Mike
the
and
red.
Sam with Epic Events.
Look at
Oh,
that.
they're like, don't do it. They're like, don't do it. I've been with Mike and Sam for the last few years, you know, help leading some of their investigations. And I guess I love it. I love to go to locations and investigate. And I wouldn't say I don't have fear because, you know, everybody has a little fear. I mean, it's healthy. But I guess I'm not afraid to go into a place alone. And I felt like I think it's a good concept. I mean, there's not too many, and there may be, and I just don't know, but there's not too many women that go into haunted locations alone, video, film, and then, you know, edit something and put it on YouTube and show evidence. I just kind of thought it was kind of a neat little concept and thought I'd give it a try. And not, you know, I'm not going to be able to do solos on, you know, a monthly basis because, you know, locations cost a lot of money to get into. So it'll be a few here. I'll probably try to aim for maybe 3 this year. My first one will be this month, actually, here at McIntyre Villa. I'll be doing a solo. And tonight I'm with another group with some friends. So yeah.
I'd like to see one of the
something.
pieces of equipment light up to support your investigating.
Yeah.
Your upcoming investigation. They've got to give us a little something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I guess I just kind of wanted to try something different and see what comes about it, and, you know, put evidence on my page, and, you know, I just wanted to have a name where I can kind of share my, you know, my evidence and, you know, do something kind of on my own a little bit.
So there's been a lot of talk in the paranormal community about women's safety. So how do you feel like, you know, yes, it's a location and it has activity and that's a scary part, but, you know, are there things that you do or do you worry about that kind of safety from, you know, a physical standpoint when you're in the location that's not spirit related?
Yeah. So, yes, of course, I'm gonna, have concern about that. My plan is right now, I'm gonna go into locations where I feel comfortable and I know that I can be, I can be safe. I can lock myself in. I kind of know the area really well. Um, you know, I- if I wanted to go to another location that I don't really know, I would probably go with people first, go with groups and kind of get to know the location prior to going in on my own. Um, or I'll bring my backup, my husband. He said, you're not going somewhere where, you don't feel comfortable. He goes, I'll sit out in the parking lot, or whatever. I'll watch the building. I was like, cause it's got to be a solo. You can't be in there with me. It's a solo. I got to do it the right way.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, I'll sit in the parking lot and wait for you. you know, I'll be the bird's eye on the outside. So,
That's a good husband.
so yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll, my plan is to go to places that I feel comfortable with and I know I'll be safe at. Um, yeah, it is, you have to think about those things too, for sure.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, even
Yeah,
for
you should fear the living more than the dead.
right, exactly.
Mm.
I mean, even for the males, like if they go on a solo, it could be just as dangerous as for a female if they're on their own. If there's a location that is not, safe, or that you can close up. So, but it's an interesting topic that's been going around. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, no, definitely. I won't go to a place that, is like a partially abandoned, the windows are broken out, or, somebody can easily access and get in there. Because yeah, no, I won't do that. Yeah.
Well, there is a part of the spiritual where a lot of these older locations are more male dominated, like male
Hmm.
present and led by males. So, do you ever come across that
Yeah.
uncomfortable feeling with that?
where they're more aggressive.
You mean as more aggressive in the spirit, like in the spirit?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, my light just went out. In the spirit world, I mean, as far as like aggressive male spirits, is what you're
more
asking?
like imposing. They let you know that they're there, and it's that maybe you don't fit
No,
in properly.
I really haven't. No, I really haven't. If you're talking more about like the paranormal community, um, so far I haven't had any pushback or anything like that, being a female in the paranormal community. I feel it's pretty open and welcoming,
Yeah, I meant more spirits that you come
more
across at
spiritual.
these locations.
Not really. I mean, the worst you'll get like get out and, leave and that sort of thing, but I haven't really, ran into anything too negative. I generally go into locations with my intentions already set that it's going to be a positive, love and light. If if there's any dark or negative spirits, I don't cross that line. So I don't go
Yeah,
in looking for it, and generally it won't show itself. I mean, I went to the Sally House, and the Sally House is known to be more on that
Yeah.
darker side, and I never really felt that. And we still got, I still got good evidence and, communication, and it didn't feel dark or anything like that. And some people, I think if they go in thinking it's going to be dark and they have that intention set, that's what you'll get, in my opinion.
yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely agree that intention is important because it
Hmm.
definitely helps to control the environment a little more.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
And
but if you
spirit,
think about
no, spirit.
it,
Oh,
exactly.
go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Spirit knows like what, if you set your intention, spirit knows that's what you're there, to do, or you're there to communicate with them. It's love and light. You shine love and light. That's what you're going to bring in. But you go
True.
in, negative and barking and all that, then you're going to get that kind of more negative experience if that's what you want.
I mean,
There
if you're
was
watching,
I
a
don't want that.
glitch, like a screen tear just 20 seconds ago.
oh
So,
yeah, in
Oh,
the on our whole view, or just on the
no,
image in the hallway?
just a static camera there.
Okay.
oh, like something may have come through.
The image completely changed. So,
And anybody watching, keep an eye on that lower image of the hallway in McIntyre Villa, and let us know if you see something. Chat it. Let us know. Give us an idea.
Do you have sound on that too at all? Because the bell's up there, so I don't know if the bell goes off if you can hear it.
I think I've
You don't
heard the
necessarily. I don't know if.
flux once in a
Mhm.
while, but
It's not
Okay,
muted,
yeah.
so yeah.
Oh, I just heard
there
it.
it is.
There it is. It's funny. We talk about it, and then they're like, "Here, I'll do it."
Yeah.
That's just so
Thanks for
strange.
that. Thanks for the test. We appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's awesome. I love
yeah.
McIntyre. And that's not even, I mean, you have the basement
No,
too
this
that
is
gets
a
a lot
great
of
place.
activity. Yeah.
I mean, I think every floor, there's activity
Yeah.
on every floor. Yeah. And the basement is kind of one of my favorites too, because I have a little character down there that little doll down there that is that we call Jack that I like to communicate with. We have a fun little story. I have him with me if you guys want to see him.
Oh yeah, totally. So he was happy to join.
Yes, I did ask permission first. The bell
Hi,
just went off
Jack.
again.
Welcome.
This is Jack. So Jack, I'm not really sure. I believe Stephanie got Jack from a friend. So he came from an antique store, I believe. I'm not sure. It was another state. But we've gotten his name through EVP. A lot of people have been getting Jack through EVP. So he's just known as Jack. The first time I came here, it was at an event. Actually, I wasn't, helping Mike and Sam, and it was one of their events that I came to as a guest. And it was the first time here at McIntyre Villa. And I went downstairs to do, in one of their little groups, and I saw Jack sitting on his chair. And oh, what a cute little doll. And I pick him up and I hold him, and his little pants fall off. And I'm not going to show you right now because he doesn't have his pants on. Stephanie doesn't know where his pants are, but his pants fell off. And I was like, oh no, his pants fell off. And everybody that was in that group started laughing, thought it was funny. And I pull his pants on and I sit down and I'm holding him. And then, then we go on and do whatever. And then I come back maybe, a few months later for another visit. And Sam, I think she was doing Estes down there, and she was sitting behind Jack, and I was kind of sitting in front of him. And he had a little cat ball in his lap, and Sam was doing Estes, and she said, the little one needs to leave. And we're like, the little one? Who are you talking about, little one? And one of the other guests was like, are you talking about Erica? And the cat ball starts going off. And I'm like, why would you want me to leave? I help bring people down here and talk to you. And, we have great communication. And I go, you want me to leave? And the cat ball goes off again. I'm like, what is going on? And I said, I think he's mad at me because his pants fell off and everybody laughed. I embarrassed him. And then the cat ball went off again. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, Jack, I am so sorry. And it probably took a good, I'd say, I don't know, 4 or 5 visits. I would come down. I'd be like, Jack, are you still mad at me? And either it would be the cat ball, or I have flashlights. I do flashlight work with the mag lights. Those would turn on. I mean, he held a grudge on me for quite a while. So I think we've made up. He communicates now with me pretty good.
So you've forgiven her, Jack?
I think so. So yes. Yes. Yeah. So he's one of my favorites here.
So somebody from that's watching had a question. He says he was born in Missouri too, Florissant, but grew up in Connecticut. What are your thoughts on why spirits stay connected to a specific location? And like Jack, how there's spirits connected with Jack, the doll. And Danica says he needs pants.
He does need pants.
Some
and Stephanie will
overalls.
tell me every time, I don't know where's, she's like, I don't know where his pants are. And I go, he doesn't like not having his pants. You've got to get his pants back on. I know this for a fact. That's a good question. Why spirits? I think one, sometimes maybe there's like unfinished business. But if you love something so much, or you put your heart and soul into a home, or you built the home and it's your heart and soul, you're just connected to it. That energy is connected to it. It may not be, it may not be their spirit in a way. It's more energy that's there. But as far as Jack's concerned, I don't know why things get attached to dolls, or why spirits attach themselves to dolls. Is this doll, was this, some boy's doll, or, that he's had his whole life or whatever? There's some kind of connection there. I'm really not sure. That's kind of why what we do. We try to investigate it, and try to figure out who they are and why they're here, or, or what. But yeah, I just feel like it could be a mix of anything, energy, or spirits. And spirits, I feel like, can come and go, and they can go to location. I believe, like, if you call upon a spirit, they're right there. The veil is thin. You can call on loved ones and talk to them, and they're right there. The veil is so thin that they can pop in and out, whenever we call on them.
I agree.
So yeah.
So do you you practice, I know we have some videos we want to play of some of the EVPs you've captured, but I first want to ask you, so I mean, aside from using obviously the normal pieces of equipment that we see in front of us that people are really familiar with, you also like to use divination techniques. Can you share a little bit about the divination techniques that you use?
Yeah, so I like to use dowsing rods in pendulums. Really, pendulums are probably my favorite. I did kind of start using dowsing rods before the pendulums, but I feel like it's really easy to connect with spirit, because it's a little bit more intimate, because it's a little bit more one-on-one, and your energy is kind of combined to move and manipulate the rods or manipulate the pendulum. You know, it's that connection with spirit, that I like to use the pendulums. You can get, I just feel like that energy moves really easy between you and the spirit to answer those questions. So I like to incorporate that with investigations too. Yeah.
It's older too. It's more familiar, I think, in some cases too, to spirits and locations.
Yeah. It's been around. Yeah. It's been around for decades. I mean, or centuries, really. I mean, they used it I think in Egypt, and like way back when. I mean, they've been used in divination for a long time. And divination is not just dowsing rods and pendulums, but there's, you got tarot, and you've got Ouija boards, and people feel like Ouija boards are a no, but it's another form of divination. It's another form of communication. It's just how you present it and your intention in it.
Exactly.
So
for me, I don't use it
to talk to.
I don't use a Ouija board, but for me, I think it's a responsibility, and your intention is really important when you use that. And if you don't handle it properly, and you think of it as a game or some fun technique to take to a paranormal location, it can cause a lot of havoc.
Well, it's just like anything else.
Yeah, just like anything else.
It's an intention, and that's very important in our field.
Yeah, I think it's, the Ouija board is just like, it's been so blown up as this like crazy evil tool, and people do think it's fun and games, but it is. You open yourself up, and you open up anything to come through if you're not careful. And just the same if I picked up a pendulum and just, anything can come through. That's why it's, I always kind of start my divination with a prayer protection, and I set my intention on who I want to communicate. I know who, if I'm in a haunted location, then I generally will try to communicate with spirit that's in that haunted location, but not all the time does that happen. Sometimes, my loved ones want to come through, or I've worked with people, at events, and I'm like, you can, if you want to speak to a loved one or try to communicate with a loved one or somebody that's passed, this is a great place to do it, because our intentions are already set to communicate with spirit. So your loved ones are standing right there waiting. So
Yep.
all you have to do is call on them, and they're right there. And I've, I've had a handful of our guests that have, left in tears, not sad tears, but the fact that they got that communication with their loved one, and they didn't even expect that to happen. So it's pretty amazing. It makes you feel good.
That's happened like on a paranormal investigation. I can't remember what we were in a tavern in Pennsylvania. I can't remember which location it was, and we were walking through doing the investigation, and immediately it was just like, a grandmother came into the space, and it was like, if I didn't deliver the message, so I asked if it was okay, and and then they got a message from their grandmother. And so because they know where you're going to be, they purposely will put you in locations where they can communicate with you too.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Makes a lot
And I feel
of sense.
like the guests come in, or you go into a haunted location, you're going in wanting to have that communication with spirit, whether that be spirit at the haunted location, or spirit of a past loved one or somebody close to you that's trying to get a message to you or wants to communicate. So yeah.
Well, a
I
loved
totally
one
believe
is going to have
veil
a
is
clearer
very thin.
message.
Mm-hmm.
Clearer message that's more relevant to the person, so it's going to stand out more.
Yeah. Yep. And what better place than a haunted location, right?
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean,
I saw the light flicker behind you.
Oh, it did?
It could have been the camera, but I thought I saw a little flicker in the light.
I've been seeing all kinds of stuff in that spot there, so something's happening.
Yeah.
So tell me, your experience, so of all your experiences, and I know you had the one that brought you to the paranormal, but of all any other experience, what has stood out the most for you? What stands out the most?
Really, I would say it's more of my spiritual growth, really. Being in this field, I feel like I've learned a lot about the spiritual world, learned a lot about myself, and kind of how to communicate. I haven't really had a experience that has
I heard the bell go off.
Scared me. I heard it too. Yeah, scared me, or made me rethink this whole normal thing. But for me, it's more about. Oh, give me 1 second. I'm going to plug this in. Okay, hold on 1 sec.
Okay.
Can we get a shadow to go down that hallway?
Or set off a device? Give us something while she's getting her plug. Ring the bell.
As there's static.
Yeah, it's probably from this.
They're being quiet now.
Can you ring the bell up there for me? There we go. Okay. Just didn't want to lose you guys. That's another thing about haunted locations and spirit. They like to use up batteries on things.
Yeah.
to get their energy. And Jack is still sitting right here, so he
Yeah.
might be pulling. I think he's pulling my computer's battery here.
On playback, we'll
Okay,
see if
Jack.
he gives us some commentary.
Jack, yeah, right. You might hear him talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had some, I think really too, as far as like experiences, when I heard like EVPs and I've had some disembodied voices as well, like say my name and different things like that. So that kind of just blows my mind. It's like, how can the spirit world communicate like that, or I don't know, can have a vocal voice outside of, not having a vocal cords essentially, right? Like how do they communicate like that? I can I really can't even understand how you can get the EVPs on recorders, but I picked up many EVPs on, just by videotaping or my phone, of course, or the DR60 or whatnot, but to hear it audibly is a different story. And I've been kind of flabbergasted a couple times and wondering where'd that voice come from, and nobody's there. So, which I did send you a few of those videos
Yeah.
as well, and or EVPs that if you'd like to show, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
Would you
JD.
say that you have abilities? Is that
No, I mean, no, because it's just an audible, I just hear it audibly. And there was a time where
Disembodied voice.
there was a
Yeah.
group of people that heard it audibly. So it wasn't just me saying, "Oh, I heard that." So it wasn't like a clairaudient thing.
yeah?
There was probably 4 or 5 people in the room that heard it, because I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming." And then they were like, "She's coming." Like they heard somebody call my name, and
That's a great one to start with. That's at the sleeper. You had that at the sleeper mortuary, which is also out near McIntyre Villa, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I think from here, it might be like an hour and a half. I'm not really sure from here. It's about 2 hours from me, but it may be an hour and a half or so from here. Not too far. Yeah.
I was just curious because sometimes people with abilities can amplify that type of thing to manifest easier.
Yeah. I mean, and
But
I don't feel like I have that ability, but it doesn't mean I just haven't honed it in or
yeah,
figured it out. Yeah.
Well, let's look at it this way. There's a common belief in the field that everybody's born with with intuition, with these
Sure.
types of
Yeah.
abilities. So it just depends on what wakes up and what's nurtured, or what some people truly believe that mediumship or the clairs can be learned over time.
Yes.
But I think that just depends on the person. So could it be that
Mhm.
all you and all the people just are a little more heightened in that intuition?
True.
It's entirely
Mhm.
possible. It doesn't mean maybe
Yeah.
you would, at least at this moment, identify yourself as being a medium, but you definitely, are more aware, and
Right.
they're more aware to communicate, and want to
Yeah.
communicate with you. I just saw
And
JD's camera just
yeah.
had a big static.
yeah,
I think that was an agreement. That's
And not only that, it's not just all of us hearing it, but it was picked up on camera
yeah.
both times. The times I've heard it audibly, it was picked up on camera as well. So it wasn't, in my head or anything like that. So
Well, why don't
yeah,
we pull it up? Let's
let's
listen.
listen.
They know what we're talking about.
I'll play it once all the way through. I had a hard time with the first one, so I'll see if I can replay it on the part where you can hear it clearly.
So it'd be the sleeper mortuary one.
Yeah, it called my name already, so I turned. Yeah. I can't hear it, but
It's right before
yeah.
you turn around. JD, you want to play it back one more time? Right before she turns around.
It's quiet.
I could hear it. I hear it pretty good. And then she yells, "She's coming," and that's just a validation of the experience for all of you, and nobody knows at this point.
Yeah, and
It's
so I
off in
go
the
down there
distance, but it's clear on the camera, so it's a weird
Yeah.
play of sound.
because people were kind of packing up after the investigation that morning and, loading stuff in their cars and whatnot. And this one lady had walked out with her stuff and you go out, we're on the third floor or the second, third floor, I guess. And so you got to go out and down these stairs to get to the main floor. And she was carrying, blankets and stuff like that. She goes down and I hear somebody holler my name and it sounded urgent. So I was like, oh, let me go help. She might need help down the stairs or whatever. And I go over there and I look down the stairs and she's not there. And so I was like, and I hollered her name and no response. And so, and I came back up in there and I was like, did you guys hear my name called? And they were like, oh yeah. I'm like, nobody's there. And then she came back up to get more stuff or, come back up there. And I said, hey, did you holler my name? And she's like, no. She's like, I just was talking to the people in front of me or behind me or whatever, saying I'm moving slow because I've got all this stuff in my hand, but I didn't call your name. I was like, whatever it did, it was loud enough and it was urgent. I thought you needed my help. So yeah,
And it sounded like your friend's
know.
voice.
It really didn't, but I just thought it was her because she had just went down there. I just seen her walk by, a few seconds before that. So I thought she just needed help. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, kind of.
That's great.
And then so Tori, I think Tori was there, the owner. And we were telling her, I was like, and so she pulled up her video and you could hear it on the video. And I was like, oh, can I have that? Can I have that, please?
Add it to your portfolio.
Yeah. Right. To be caught on camera, to be heard by multiple people, I mean, that's just, and to see the response on camera.
Yeah, because you can see how fast I go, oh, somebody needs me. So I turn over real quick to, go help him. And then I'm like kind of confused. Was like, what was that? And who was that?
There's a flux.
I don't know.
Lit up red.
Oh, it's going red.
But everybody that was there in person thought that the sound was coming down from down the hallway, but the camera acts like it's closer to the camera. It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we have another one. I think we should just play the bourbon one because the Bourbon Orleans Hotel. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. And Orleans Hotel.
And it's definitely, you could hear it loud and clear. Hopefully we can hear it on here.
So I'll play the footage.
Stop. I just heard my name. I just heard my name.
I mean, that's clear. That's class A all the way. I mean, that's crazy.
And what's crazy was and I was in New Orleans for work for continuing ed classes, which we didn't really do that. Doc didn't want to, by the time we had everything scheduled, he's like, let's not do continuing ed. We're just going to go to New Orleans and have fun. So he's like, he told me, he goes, you find the hotel. And I'm like, you really want me to find a hotel for all of us in New Orleans? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, do you know who I am? I'm going to find the most haunted hotel I could possibly find. So I did. And it was a Bourbon Orleans Hotel right on Bourbon Street. So and I'm like the only ghosty person in my office. So,
there's a bunch of dental people. That's what.
Yeah.
It's good bonding exercise.
So we were all, I think we were all out that night, and a couple of us were kind of tired and just wanted to go back to the hotel. And I was like, cool, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go kind of walk around and investigate. Who wants to come with me? And they're like, nobody. I'm like, I'm going to go by myself, which I guess that would have been my first solo, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So I grabbed a few things, like had cat ball and my recorder, and then I had my phone app going. I had Ghost Tube on. And so the hotel is kind of shaped like a big U. So, you go down all the way down to one hallway and then down another hallway and down another hallway to the end. And then there's elevators. So I just started doing level by level, and there were 6 floors. I get all the way up to the 6th floor, and I'm down at the final, like I'm walking down towards the very end of the hall at, all I did the entire like U. And things were kind of like coming up, on GhostTube that seemed interesting. There was a couple times where I heard like a knock or a noise, and I'd stop and turn around, but it was saying certain things as it was coming up. I think it said something about I'm following you, or I can't remember. But I get all the way close down to the end of the hall, then I hear Erica, and it sounds like the doctor I work for. It sounded like the doctor. And I turned around thinking he's going to come around the corner, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, he didn't. And I'm like, okay. So I walk all the way down and I look down that hall. Nobody's down there. I didn't hear anybody respond, like if it was another guest calling Erica to somebody that they know. Nobody responded. I didn't hear any doors open. I didn't hear any doors closed. The entire time I was up there, I didn't even hear people in their rooms. So I kind of freaked out. I was like, who just called my name? So I got on my phone and I called some of the, my coworkers, and I'm like, where are you guys at? They're like, oh, we're still on Bourbon Street, or we're here, we're there. And I'm like, you're not at the hotel. Like, no. And I'm like, where's Doc? Is he at the hotel? And they're like, no, he's with us. He's here. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I go down, and a couple of the other girls that came back with me, they were in their rooms. One was already asleep, and I woke her up and I'm like, you got to listen to this. I'm like, who does that sound like? And she's like, that sounds like Doc. I'm like, he's not here. It was like a doppelganger voice. It was the craziest thing. And I'm like, I wouldn't put it past him because he knows that's what I like to do, but I wouldn't put it past him to try to trick me. But he wouldn't. He would show, he would come around and be like, haha, gotcha, right? He wasn't there. So I don't know.
And
I
in a
couldn't
completely
explain that one
different
either.
location.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
And in a completely different location, not even in the hotel.
Yeah, he wasn't even there. And how would he know I was up on the 6th floor?
Right.
Because I left them at a bar there on Bourbon Street, good, probably a few blocks away.
I
And
could swear I just saw movement back where the dolls are. That's interesting. Could have been a trick of my eye, but I could have sworn I saw movement. I just want to note it for later.
There's been a lot of action down there where those dolls are.
Okay.
We were here last night and had some stuff going on down there as well. And Stephanie put some stuff up on her Facebook page from the night before, on Friday night, of some really strange shadow figures down there.
Interesting.
I'll
go back and
interesting. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt your thought process.
No, that's okay.
When you see it, you can't just not, say anything. It's
And I have a camera rolling too, so I'll go back and look at it.
Good. Nice.
Yeah.
So did you play the video for him and see what his response was when he heard his own voice?
And he's just like, he teases me all the time, it's like, ghosts aren't real. Like he thinks I'm crazy, but his wife is a little bit more like believable, like she believes me. She likes, that sort of stuff too. So I played it for her and she goes, that does sound like him. But she was like, he was with me, like we were together, here. So so then she's like, come investigate my room. So then we went up to their room and tried to investigate in their room, but nothing really happened. But yeah, New Orleans is a really cool town, and that hotel is pretty interesting.
That's crazy. Okay, so we have one. I don't know if you want to play one more. We have the Waverly Hills one. That one's a little bit quieter, so hopefully we can hear it when we play the video. But you're in the body shoot in Waverly.
Yeah, so I'm in the body shoot. Now this one was, I did not hear it audibly. I didn't hear this one until I got home and was listening and watching my video and evidence is when I heard it. Because we didn't hear it audibly at all. But yeah, we were in the body shoot in Waverly Hills, way at the bottom. We walked all the way down to the bottom of the body shoot, and it was just me and another guy.
A long way down.
You can kind of hear us. Yeah, you can kind of hear us talking a little bit, and then you hear this odd voice yell, Erica.
All right.
And we were there. There was probably I want to say there was probably like 10 of us. Actually, Stephanie was with us that time. It was Mike and Sam. There was a couple other people. I want to say maybe 10 of us were there. And it was just me and this other guy were down there, and everybody else was in other locations. There was nobody in that area at all. And if there was and they yelled my name, I would have audibly heard it, but that was just picked up on the video, on the microphone of the video camera.
It's crazy, they all the first one sounds a little bit lower, but they all kind of sound loud enough, right? Loud, like Class A, loud enough to hear. But the first two, you hear them with your own ears, right? Audibly, but the last one, you don't enough to respond. It doesn't sound like a disembodied voice. It's so crazy how that happens.
Yeah, what's kind of interesting too is really the one at Waverly was way before these other two. So the other two that I heard, New Orleans was just last year in October, or a year ago, October in 24. And the other one at Sleeper was just last month or a couple months ago. So maybe, I don't know, maybe
you're becoming more aware.
I can't even, maybe I'm becoming more aware of it. I don't know.
This takes us back to JD's questions in terms of abilities, like your exposure over time, maybe awakening something in you where you're more apt to hear that disembodied voice now. It's pretty cool to think about it that way.
Like a metal winding noise, like something metal.
In that upstairs.
I doubt it's coming from any of us, so it has to be in that hallway.
It might be because I don't hear it, and you've got the headphones on. Oh, the balloon's moving.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, it is. It's moving good.
Yeah.
And so earlier today, I threw a couple balloons up there, and within 5-10 minutes of the balloons being up there, one of them popped, and there was nothing on the ground or the floor that would have caused it to pop. And it was loud. I said some choice words down here. It scared the bejesus out of me. So,
you think you can make that balloon pop now for us? I swear I saw something in the footage again. That could be with my eyes or with my other eyes, but that was really weird. It got blurry for a second.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely something in that hallway. And when we were up there earlier, I go, "Is this a child?" And then quickly that went green. The flux went green as soon as I asked about it being a child. And then the balloon started to move, and then it stopped, and then the bell rang. So it's definitely a little child. I think there's a little child spirit up there playing with that balloon.
So
as long as all the recordings come out, I have something that'll go frame by frame to see if there's any movement.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be neat to see.
So did we talk about, I don't know if we did, we talked about what brought you into the paranormal, but and we talked about solo paranormal, but did we talk about what triggered the want to do it on your own? I don't remember. Did we talk about that? Did you share? There's JD's image.
No, I think I've been, like I said, I've been in the field for a long time, and I've compiled a lot of evidence, and I've gone to a lot of places, and I never really had, I mean, I've never really had a place to really put it and share it. I have on my regular Facebook page, I could put it on there, but I don't have a lot of, I have a lot of friends in the paranormal community that's on my page, but not a lot of, not everybody wants to see that, see my paranormal stuff on my regular page. So I just thought I kind of want to make an identity for myself in the paranormal field, and be able to share that, you know, with other like-minded people. So I came up with that, and honestly, it was just one night something just said solo paranormal. You should do solo because not too many women do. I don't know. It was just kind of an epiphany in it, really. And it was like solo paranormal, one girl, one location, one night. I was like, I like it. I was like, I don't know if it was my guides that put that in my head or what, but it was just one night, and then I wrote it down, and I kind of marinated on it for a little while, and I was like, this might be kind of fun. It might be kind of cool to do. And then I can kind of have that paranormal page, the solo paranormal page, where I can then, put my, evidence on and talk and make new friends and meet new people, and, do stuff like this where I can, find other like-minded people. Because I've met a lot of people in the paranormal community, and that's where I can like go and investigate with other teams and other people in different locations, and make new friends and learn more about the spirit world and at these other locations. It just fascinates me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. There's definitely something in the mirror there. That was a lot. Something walked by or interfered with it in some way to make me see it. Is
That
there a
hallway up there is pretty
specific
darn active.
is there a specific area that you like to stick to, or are you open to traveling anywhere pretty much in the country?
I like to travel. I like to travel. Well, it's funny when Irene, when you were here and we were kind of talking about Greece and stuff like that. I'd gone to Greece with my mom, and even visiting those ancient ruins and the things like that, like the energy in those places, I was like, and I
Yeah.
don't know how the Greeks feel about paranormal investigating, but I was like, there is so much here, and they want to talk. They want to talk, and I could feel it. But yeah, I'd love to go and do paranormal investigation overseas or in other countries. But I do like to travel the United States, and like I said, I just went to Galveston and did an investigation in Galveston, and I'll go to Texas this year and North Carolina, and so yeah, I enjoy it. And who doesn't like to travel?
Right.
It's
Well,
fun.
there's a lot up here in the Northeast. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. One of these
And
days I'll make it.
you got us here too, so we can always you can always visit, or we can come and join you.
To. Yes, I would love
Well, not
to,
for your
for
solo,
sure.
but for another part of the
I
investigation.
know. It's not like I said, I can't solo, all the time. I need to collab with people and make new friends and investigate with other people, because it's always good to investigate with other people, because you learn new things, or you can teach them things, and see how other people investigate, and
And if
where
anybody
they
else
like
is
to go.
watching, contact Erica to bring her to your location.
Please. Yes. Send me a message. I would love to. I would love to. Yeah. No, I really
So-
enjoy it. It's been fun. it's been fun.
That's and you can tell that you enjoy it, and it means a lot to you. You put a lot of effort and a lot of care into it, and you approach it in a very positive way, and it's contagious. People want to investigate with you and want to have that experience with you, so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
It's
I enjoy it. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Do you so we haven't talked about it yet, but you have JD mentioned it at the beginning. You want to talk to us a little bit about, is it little E cakes?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I do custom cakes on the side.
Because you
I
don't have
started
a
doing
million
it.
other things to do.
What's that?
Because you don't have a million other things to do. You're not.
I know. I must have ADHD or something because I just don't sit still. I don't stop. But it sort of started when I was when the kids were little. I have two boys, 16 now and 18. But when they were younger, I wanted to get them a custom cake, and I ordered something from a cake shop that I thought, thank you, Nikki, that I thought was gonna be, I wanted like it was a Blue's Clues cake. I don't know if you guys are familiar with who Blue's Clues is, but
Mm.
I wanted an actual Blue's Clues cake for him. And so I ordered from this cake shop. It was actually a wedding cake shop. So I explained what I wanted. She's like, okay, I can do that. And then I go and pick it up, and it was like a quarter sheet cake with an actual image on it. And for $50. And I thought, this isn't what I wanted. I was like, I can do it myself. So I ended up taking like a little Wilton cake decorating class with a friend one weekend, and I started making their cakes with those little cake pans, with different characters or whatever. And then it just kind of evolved from there. And I just taught myself how to use fondant and do more elaborate cakes. And it got to a point where I was making their cakes, but then friends were like, "Can you make me a cake?" And then I was like, "Oh, I'll just put a little Facebook page up and show what I do, and people can order from me." And then it just word of mouth, and next thing I know, I'm doing cakes on almost on a weekend basis. And
Hmm.
yeah, so I've been doing that now for probably 12 or 13 years as well, but as long as I've gotten into the paranormal. But yeah, so yeah,
You've got a sample there. Do you want to show it, or has it been eaten already?
it hasn't been cut yet. We're gonna cut it later. And this is kind of a simple cake. I had another one. I had two cakes to do this weekend before I left for this. So she just wanted something simple, but it's kind of cute. I'll show you.
There's been a lot of activity in that hallway.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Ooh.
Just a simple vanilla cake with sprinkles.
Very cute.
Yeah. So it smells good.
Hmm.
Okay,
yeah,
so
my off, like working in dental, I only work 4 days a week, so I'm off on Fridays, and generally my Fridays are my cake decorating days. So it kind of works out where I can still do my cakes and then go on a Friday night investigation or a Saturday night investigation. I just have to work. I just have to figure out when to bake and decorate.
that's awesome. Okay, so with all these projects that you're working on, and the paranormal and the cake making, how do people get a hold of you for each one, and where can people find you to watch Solo and to interact with Solo Paranormal?
Yep. So Solo, of course I got my Facebook page, and it's Solo Paranormal, SOULLO Paranormal. Same name on YouTube. Right now, once I do my investigations, I'll work up a little video and put videos on there of my evidence. I do have one video right now of the Aurora brothel that I did, and that wasn't a solo, but I was with another group. But I just kind of played around with editing, and I was like, I'm just going to throw this on YouTube so for people to watch, because it's pretty interesting. So Solo Paranormal on YouTube, and then Facebook, and then Little E Cakes also on Facebook for my cakes. If you want to look at my cakes.
Very cool. If
Or you can
anybody
find
wants
me.
to reach out.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So-
appreciate you having me on.
thanks for joining us.
It's been fun having you. It's nice to see
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and I'm glad we can put this little live up here too with of that hallway, because you give the McIntyre Villa. I thought something to just have it. Give the McIntyre Villa a little showing too.
Yeah,
See
and
what
she'll
we
be on.
used to do.
She'll be on in March. She's coming on to do our podcast. So
That's awesome.
we're looking forward to
It
it.
just turned. Yep.
Yeah,
There's
Mr. Green, they're happy about
and
it.
yeah, and the bell I think rang too right before that because I could hear it.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us and taking the time out of the investigation you're doing right now to jump on with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we got all night, right? I just need more of this energy drink, and I'll
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll go a little bit longer.
See if they
Yeah,
can
it
do
was fun. I appreciate you having me.
It's been fun.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. I'll probably end up editing that, analyzing the video and the audio, and reach out to you.
Yeah, see what
we can do.
see what you can find. I'd be interested because, I mean, if Irene's saying she saw something, I guarantee you she saw something.
We both saw something from time to time.
Yeah.
So that place definitely has a lot of activity.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I think, the second floor is pretty, is probably the most active of the house, I would say. Oh, it says no.
It disagreed with you.
It disagreed with me. No, it's not. Yeah, the whole house is really active. I mean, there's spirit everywhere in here.
It is from the attic
Everywhere.
down to the basement.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And I'll have to go put Jack back in his spot. He likes to be in his chair downstairs. So
thanks for joining us, Jack. We appreciate having you.
Thank you,
did
buddy.
good. I told you you'd do good. And then I'll find your pants. I promise.
Give him some overalls.
Yeah, overalls. This way they don't fall
Like
off.
a farmer's boy.
I know, poor guy.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. If you haven't checked out the Remnants Project yet, make sure to check it out. We're doing a lot there. And just stay tuned to the podcast every Sunday at 9 p.m. Okay. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Yep.